Hi guys, this is my test video. I'm going to do a lesson from points 3. We are going to be going over extra points 31 through 40. So if this were a real class, I would direct my students to the class Moodle page and remind them to open their in-class study guide. So if you are looking at your in-class study guide, you will see the first slide is our 31st extra point, that is R/by. R/by is a set of 2 points. It helps me to remember that R/by translates to 2 whites because it's 2 points. So 2 whites, 2 points helps get it straight in my head. So R/by is located 4 soon up from the transverse wrist crease, 4 soon proximal. So in order to find those points, we are going to take our 12 soon from transverse wrist crease to cubital crease here. We'll split that in half. That'll give us 6 soon. And then we can take that 6 soon, divide it into thirdsies. So then we've got 2 soon, 4 soon, 6 soon. So that 4 soon would be 2/3 proximal of that halfway. And like I said, this is 2 points, so they are on either side of the tendon of flexor carpi radialis. That's that big tendon that goes through here. So if you want to do that little pincer move here, give your hand a little bit of a flex, you'll feel those tendons, and you want to be on either side of those. And as I mentioned, it's 2 points, and that means that it is not fair game for a point location quiz or comps. You will never have to stick a sticker on these points, but of course you still have to know the location and the indications. So the indications for R/by is hemorrhoids and prolapse of rectum. So that is it for R/by. Remember, you have to know the information, but you do not have to know, you do not have to be able to physically locate it. Next up is Bijong. Bijong translates to central arm. That is also very helpful in remembering where the point is because it is halfway from the transverse wrist crease to the transverse cubital crease, right in between, midway between the radius and the ulna. So halfway and then halfway. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, central arm. This point is good for paralysis. It's good for spasm and contracture of the upper arm, upper extremities, and pain of the forearm. So you can think about this as a local point. And next up is Jojian. So Jojian translates to tip of the elbow, and you guessed it, this point is located at the tip of the elbow. So literally right here at the tip of the ulnar olecranon, and this one does have positional dependence. So this is when the elbow is flexed. So you have to find this point when the elbow is flexed. And remember, generally, when we're talking about that, we're not talking about full flexion. We're not talking about this. We're talking about some sort of like midway oblique angle of the arm. And right there at the sticky outiest point, as I like to tell students, the prominence, the tip. And this point is good for scrofula. So at this point, I would ask the students in chat to tell me what scrofula is. And then we'll talk about how this point is on a bone, and therefore we cannot stick a needle in it. So this point is only indicated for moxibustion. This is not a point to be needled. So it is fair game for sticking stickers, but it is not fair game for sticking needles. Next up is Huanzhong. Huanzhong is located midway between GB30 and DO2. The slideshow that we have on our Moodle page has a really nice picture of how to find this. So the thing that they have to remember is that they have to accurately locate GB30 and DO2 in order to accurately locate this point, which makes it a little bit more complicated on a practical quiz. Huanzhong is indicated for lumbar pain and thigh pain, so this is a local point, pretty simple and easy to remember. Next up is Baichongwo. So I like to go over this point in kind of in conjunction with Lanwei Shui and Danang Shui. So Bai Chong Wo, shelter of 100 insects. This point is 1 soon above spleen 10. This point is good for rubella, eczema, and GI parasitic disease. So we can think about this almost in the same way that we think about Chan Tui. I think about this as kind of like the Chan Tui point. For the ACU-only students, this doesn't really help, but for the students who are in the herbal program as well, it can be very useful because we know that Chan Tui, which is the cicada shell, is good for itching and things of that nature. And so we think of that in the same way as we can relate to the name of the point, shelter of 100 insects. This point is good for itchy things. So that's my 5-minute test. I'm not going to go any further. Okay.